Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo BILLS. Let's get to the news. So there's some serious buzz swirling around the NFL lately, and for Bills fans, it's impossible not to get excited. Rumors are flying that the Pittsburgh Steelers might be open to trading veteran defensive tackle Cameron Hayward to the Bills. And if this deal goes through, it could be a game changer not just for Buffalo, but for the entire AFC. The whispers suggest that the Steelers, who finished last season at 7-10, are in a rebuilding phase. They've got cap space, around $42 million, and are looking to shake things up after a disappointing year. Their defense, which was supposed to be a strength, struggled against the run, giving up about 4 or 5 yards per carry. Now, they've started shedding some of their older talent, and the potential trade of Hayward is just the latest move in their rebuild plans. Hayward, at 36 years old, has been a rock on the Steelers' defensive line for years. He's a consistent performer, and last season he put up solid numbers, 9 sacks, which ranks him among the top defensive tackles in the league. He's known for his ability to disrupt the run game, with 52 solo tackles and 36 assists, totaling 88 combined tackles. Not only is he a run stopper, but he's also a pass rusher with 26 QB hits and 13 tackles for loss last year, along with 2 interceptions, one of which went for 50 yards and 4 pass deflections. His PFF grade last season was an impressive 87.5, ranking him as one of the top DTs in the league, and his run defense grade was an 89.1, showing his dominance against the run. Over his career, Hayward has tallied 85 sacks, 400 solo tackles, 250 assists, and about 650 total tackles, along with 20 forced fumbles and 100 tackles for loss. He's a veteran presence with a lot of experience, and bringing him into the Bills' defensive line could be a huge boost. Why would the Steelers trade him, though? Well, their offensive line needs rebuilding, and with a cap hit of around $20 million for 2026, they're looking to free up some space, about $16 million if they move him now. After a 7-10 season, they're in a full rebuild mode, and moving on from a veteran like Hayward makes sense for their long-term plans. The Steelers are hoping to get some draft capital and young players in return, but there's a lot of skepticism about whether they'll be able to replace his production effectively. Losing a player of Hayward's caliber could cost them about 10% of their sack production next season, a significant hit for a team trying to stay competitive. Now, for the Bills, this kind of move could be a massive upgrade on the defensive front. Buffalo finished the 2023 season at 11-6 and is sitting comfortably with a $70 million cap space, giving them the flexibility to make bold moves. Adding Hayward would strengthen their interior defensive line significantly, especially against the run and in pass rush scenarios. If they acquire him, projections indicate an increase of about 11 sacks, which could be a huge lift for their pass rush. Last season, the Bills' interior defensive line was decent, but not quite at the elite level you'd want from a playoff-caliber team. With Hayward, they could push that to a new level, boosting their pressures per snap from their current numbers, likely around 2.0 pressures per snap, to elite status. That kind of production can turn the tide in close games and make the Bills' defense even more formidable. Statistically, Hayward's presence on the line would translate into more stops against the run, about a 16% increase, and more disruption for opposing quarterbacks. His ability to generate pressure is second to none, and his experience in high-stakes games can help the Bills' defense stay composed during critical moments. Remember, Buffalo finished last season allowing roughly 20 points per game and forcing turnovers at a rate that's improved but still leaves room for growth. Adding a veteran like Hayward could be the missing piece that elevates the defense into top 5 territory, which, as we know, is crucial in today's NFL to secure playoff wins and push deep into the postseason. This potential move also has broader implications for the AFC East. The Bills are already considered one of the top contenders in their division, but bolstering their defense with a proven veteran could give them that extra edge needed to dominate. The AFC East has been a battle zone in recent years, with the Dolphins and Jets making significant moves and the Patriots trying to rebuild their identity. If Buffalo manages to secure Hayward, it could shift the power balance even more in their favor, making them favorites not just to win the division, but to make a serious Super Bowl run. The odds are already in their favor, with championship odds around +500, but with Hayward, they could see those numbers improve even further, potentially dropping to +200 or better. Of course, the move isn't just about stats and numbers. It's about leadership, experience, and adding a guy who's been through the ups and downs of the NFL playoffs. Hayward's leadership on and off the field can set a tone for the Bills' locker room, especially for the younger players who look up to veterans with multiple playoff appearances and a reputation for consistency. His presence could be a rallying point for the team, especially as they aim for back-to-back playoff appearances and beyond. Looking at the bigger picture, the Bills have been building a roster that's capable of competing at the highest level. They've got a solid core led by Josh Allen, Stefon Diggs, and a defense that's been solid but not quite elite. Adding a player like Hayward could be that final piece that pushes them over the edge. It's reminiscent of the kind of impact players that helped teams like the Patriots in their dynasties or the Bengals with Geno Atkins, players who can anchor the interior and make life miserable for opposing offenses. Hayward, with his track record, could be that kind of difference maker for Buffalo. And let's not forget the fans' excitement. The Bills Mafia is known for their passion, and the idea of bringing in a seasoned veteran like Hayward just fuels the fire even more. It's about winning, about pushing toward that elusive Super Bowl, and about making sure that every game counts. The Bills' front office is no stranger to making bold moves, and this rumored trade fits perfectly into their mold of aggressive, strategic roster building. If they pull this off, it could set the tone for the upcoming season and beyond, making the Bills not just contenders, but a team that others fear. In terms of the AFC landscape, this move could also shake things up in the playoff picture. A stronger Bills defense means they could be more aggressive in their approach, creating more turnovers, generating more pressure, and shortening games. It's not just about one player, it's about the ripple effect. The Bills could become a team that opponents are genuinely afraid to face, especially in the postseason. The addition of Hayward could elevate their overall win probability, especially in tight games where every rush and tackle counts. Now, let's delve even deeper into the specifics of the Buffalo Bills' current roster and how this potential acquisition could fit into their long-term strategy. The Bills have, for years, been known for their potent offense led by star quarterback Josh Allen. With his strong arm, mobility, and leadership, Allen has become one of the league's most dynamic players. Last season, he threw for over 200 yards with 35 touchdowns against 15 interceptions, showcasing his ability to carry the offense under pressure. His rushing ability adds an extra dimension, with 762 yards and 7 touchdowns on the ground. But it's the balance between offense and defense that has kept the Bills in the playoff conversation. Defensively, Buffalo has made significant strides, particularly since hiring defensive coordinator Sean McDermott, who has transformed the unit into one of the league's top defenses at times. Last season, the Bills ranked in the top 10 for points allowed per game, surrendering around 20 points, and they were particularly strong against the pass, ranking in the top 5 for passing yards allowed. However, their run defense was more inconsistent, partly due to injuries and lack of interior presence. The addition of Hayward could shore up that weak spot, providing a reliable anchor in the middle of the line. Beyond just stopping the run, Hayward's ability to generate interior pressure can help free up edge rushers like Gregory Rouse and Von Miller. Rouse, in his third year, showed flashes of dominance, finishing with 10 sacks last season. Von Miller, a future Hall of Famer, continues to be a disruptive force when healthy. The synergy between veteran interior pressure and outside rushers can be devastating for opposing quarterbacks, especially in high-stakes playoff games. The Bills' secondary, led by Tre'Davious White and Jordan Poyer, benefits immensely from a solid pass rush, allowing them to play more aggressively and take more risks. Let's analyze the broader AFC landscape to understand where the Bills stand and how a move like this could shift the balance. The Kansas City Chiefs, led by Patrick Mahomes, remain the favorites in the conference with their high-powered offense and innovative play calling. But the Bills have been their closest rivals in recent years, especially in the 2022 AFC Divisional Round, where Buffalo pushed Kansas City to the brink before narrowly losing. Adding a player like Hayward could give Buffalo that extra push to finally overcome the Chiefs or other AFC contenders like the Cincinnati Bengals or Jacksonville Jaguars. The Dolphins and Jets have also been aggressive in their roster upgrades. The Dolphins, with Tua Tagovailoa leading an explosive offense, and the Jets, with Aaron Rodgers now under center, are poised to make noise. The Jets, in particular, invested heavily in their defense and offensive line, making their matchup with Buffalo even more intriguing. The addition of a seasoned veteran like Hayward would make the Bills' task even more challenging and could be the difference-maker in crucial divisional games. From a historical perspective, the Bills' franchise has seen ups and downs over the decades. Their most successful era was in the late 1980s and early 1990s, making 4 consecutive Super Bowls from 1990 to 1993, but falling short each time. Since then, they've been searching for that elusive championship. The current roster, with Josh Allen at the helm, has the potential to be the most talented team since those glory days, but they need to close the gap. The addition of veteran leadership and interior disruption can be that final puzzle piece. Expectations for the upcoming season are already high. Sports betting odds favor the Bills to win the AFC East and contend for the conference title. Their schedule features challenging matchups against division rivals and tough road games, but with a more formidable defense, their chances improve significantly. The team's focus on health, chemistry, and strategic acquisitions like Hayward could be what propels them into the Super Bowl conversation. Looking even further ahead, the Bills' front office continues to prioritize building a sustainable contender. They've invested in their offensive line by drafting players like O'Cyrus Torrence and signing free agents to bolster protection for Allen. Their secondary remains one of the league's best, and with the potential addition of Hayward, their interior line becomes a strength instead of a liability. This holistic approach indicates that Buffalo aims for sustained success, not just a one-year push. Analyzing individual players, Stefon Diggs remains one of the league's premier receivers, with over 200 yards and 10 touchdowns last season. His chemistry with Allen is a key component of the offense. On the defensive side, Tre'Davious White's return from injury reinvigorated the secondary, and Poyer's leadership continues to be vital. The addition of Hayward would complement these players, providing a veteran presence that can mentor younger linemen and set the tone in critical moments. Now, let's focus on Cameron Hayward himself. His career trajectory exemplifies durability, consistency, and leadership. Drafted 31st overall in the 2011 NFL Draft by the Steelers, Hayward has spent his entire career in Pittsburgh, developing into a cornerstone of their defense. Over the years, he's been recognized with multiple Pro Bowl selections and All-Pro honors. His leadership qualities are well documented, with teammates and coaches praising his work ethic and professionalism. Hayward's impact extends beyond the stat sheet. His presence commands respect from opponents, often drawing double teams, which frees up other defenders. His ability to read plays pre-snap allows him to anticipate blocks and shed them quickly. His run-stopping ability is elite, and he consistently ranks among the top defensive tackles in tackles for loss and quarterback pressures. His veteran presence can help the Bills' defense adapt during high-pressure situations, such as third-and-long scenarios or late-game drives. From a health perspective, Hayward has maintained a relatively high level of durability, missing only a handful of games over his 12-year career. His conditioning and professionalism set an example for younger players. While age might suggest a decline, he's proven capable of playing at a high level well into his 30s, and his experience in high-stakes playoff games can be invaluable during the postseason. The financial aspect of acquiring Hayward is also worth considering. His cap hit for the current season is manageable, and if the Steelers are willing to part with him, the Bills could negotiate a reasonable trade package. Given their cap space and the value he provides, it's a win-win scenario. Buffalo gets a top-tier interior defender, and Pittsburgh recoups draft capital to continue their rebuild. In terms of future expectations, if the trade occurs, the Bills are likely to incorporate Hayward into their defensive schemes quickly. They might rotate him with existing linemen like Daquan Jones and Tim Settle, creating a formidable interior rotation. This depth can help keep players fresh and maximize their pass-rushing potential. The coaching staff would also likely emphasize his leadership to foster a tougher, more disciplined defense. Moreover, this move aligns with the Bills' long-term strategy of creating a balanced team capable of winning in multiple ways. Their offense is dynamic, but defense wins championships. By adding a veteran like Hayward, they're investing in stability, experience, and the ability to close out games, traits that playoff teams need. Considering the broader NFL landscape, the move might signal a shift in how top teams are building their defenses. More teams are valuing interior pass rushers and versatile linemen who can disrupt both the run and pass. The Bills' potential acquisition of Hayward exemplifies this trend, emphasizing the importance of interior disruption in today's pass-heavy league. In conclusion, the potential trade for Cameron Hayward is a multifaceted move that could redefine the Bills' prospects for the upcoming season. It's about bolstering their defense, adding leadership, and making a statement of intent. With their core of talented players, strategic additions like Hayward, and a passionate fanbase, the Bills are positioning themselves for a deep playoff run and possibly a Super Bowl appearance. So, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Cameron Hayward is exactly what the Bills need to push them into that Super Bowl conversation? Or do you believe the Steelers might be asking for too much? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills community. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates on this story and everything else happening around the Bills, so stay tuned for the latest and greatest in Bills news. Let's go, Buffalo!